Well, we're right outside of Burgettstown, PA, and my name is Dee Boyd, and we're at my little farmette. It's about 5 acres, and I have 2 horses right here in this field, and I'm a little bit, well, I should say a lot concerned about what's coming, and I have been concerned about this for about 3 to 4 years. And I don't want any wells coming my way or anywhere close. And I'm very concerned about health issues for people, not just myself, but for anyone that has wells anywhere close to their residences, or any public place for that matter. I feel that the health issues that are arising are real, and are not only real, but for long-time effects for future generations, going to cause a lot of problems. So this is why we're here at my house today, just to see where they're coming, or where they're proposing to possibly come. So we're going to go up on the hill here and see where the helicopter dropped off some of their supplies. All of that is leased out to mineral rights.
So have you guys leased out?
My husband, well, that's kind of a sore story on my husband and I, because our property is in his name, even though I'm married to him. I guess it's in, my name too, but on paper only it's in his name. And even though he's concerned about our water, but he's still leasing out. I've asked him and pleaded not to. Our turn, now we leased out, or he did, I think it's been 4 years ago. So our new lease comes up next year in October. So maybe I can talk him out of releasing. I'm hoping. I have almost a year. So if it's up to me, we won't be. So I have a lot of persuading to do because, like I said, I don't want them anywhere near me. And like I said, if I can't do it for us, I'm hoping I can do it for future people and help somebody else out. That's my plan. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. Well, I tell you, just to know that, I've been with a lot of people. Need a little break here because of my ankle. I've been with a lot of people that's been, obviously sick and dying. I've had cancer myself and have had a lot of health issues other than that myself. And you know what? Once you lose your health, you don't have anything. I've been with people, held their hands, in fact, while they were dying. And, they didn't care about what they had, material-wise. What they wanted was to live, one more day even, one more hour, to be with their families, their loved ones, even to hold their dog or cat. You know what? So if I could do something myself or help anybody that can do something to save, someone's life or possible, their children or grandchildren's life. Who knows what side effects, this might have. People's just sitting in their houses, drinking their water, and they're having these horrible effects from the water. And being a nurse, and knowing, now I can't be a nurse because of health issues that I've had. If I can help someone in this way, then I'm going to. And this is why I'm doing it. My husband decided to, I asked him to bring up something for me to sit on. Then we decided to make a swing up here.
Oh, nice.
We're going to have like a wooden swing and stuff. And now I'm afraid that's going to be all gone, if they do decide to put something up here, a well or whatever it might be. So, a little thing like this means a lot to me because, my ability to walk and everything is going. And who knows if my health goes even further because what might happen to the water or the air, well, that's going to be done too. And I tell you what, I'm not going to get emotional because I won't be able to talk, but it means a lot to me, And this seems like something stupid to a lot of people, but I'm sure Yuri understands, these little things to me mean a lot because it's kind of like, it's still like a little bit of woods to me up here. And like I said, I can't really walk too much. And to be up here with my horses and have a little lunch break, I love that. But right up over this knoll here is where the helicopter, they've been here once before dropping off supplies. They were sitting up some of the seismic poles or whatever they are, and they had one right over here set up for about 6 weeks right by the fence line. Let's see, I could see it from my window, so I can't walk too much further, but that bush right there is probably down by the second pole from that bush. And they were walking along here. They had some set up down by a couple other posts, and then it was going out through the field there. This isn't our property here, it's our neighbors. And right up on the top there is a pretty flat, level place where it'd be pretty easy for them to set up, a well site or whatever they're planning to do, if they're going to set it up there. Over there on that other side of the hill, you can see there's a pretty flat area up there. I used to be able to walk there. I can't do that now, but they're setting up sites or seismic testing poles up there too. Right now, they've dropped off some Friday, but they haven't done anything with it. But I'm sure, somewhere throughout this field, they're going to be setting them up. I'm not sure where. You might not be able to see them because of the brush on this side, but obviously since they set them, they dropped them off here, they're going to set them up somewhere in this field. From what I understand, that they set up a well and perhaps not do anything, but then they make you think that because there's already a well there and you're kind of like in between a rock and a hard place, so since there's one there, you don't really have a choice. But from what my understanding is, and I'm definitely going to find this out for sure, that just because there's a well there doesn't mean they've actually done anything. So I'm definitely going to make sure that that's not true or true and make the wise decision, because that's what I heard, that you still have an option, even though there's a well there, that you do have an option, that you do not have to release. So if that's the case, and if I can persuade my husband, which believe me, I'm going to try, I'm definitely going to not sign again and make known to that fact for other people to not sign again if they choose not to.
Yeah. And what do you think was the tipping point for you? It feels like you're quite passionate about this issue and you're really driven to do anything for anyone possible in terms of education and help. How does one get to be like you?
There wasn't any tipping point. I have been angry about this stuff since I first saw it, since I've heard about it. Since it's been around here, obviously I was angry. Just seeing the earth being torn apart, stripped apart. The first time I actually saw it, because I used to board my horses actually over by Fort Cherry High School, and they were stripping the earth. I saw the well burning, and it just made me so angry because I've always loved the environment. I've always loved wildlife, and then, the more I read about it, and that's been about 4 or 5 years ago, and the more that I've read about it, and then, I've just always been a caring person, but, then, knowing the health issues of it from my studies as a nurse, and not just studies, but actually seeing the effects of health on people, and knowing what this does to people, it just makes me so angry that there's people actually knowing the effects that these chemicals of fracking is having on people, and yet they sit back and deny it, and they know that it's doing this, and these people are suffering. It just boggles my mind that someone can do that knowingly and have no conscience about it. Who wouldn't be angry? I don't understand how anybody cannot be angry. I can't. I lose sleep at night about it, and these people knowingly does this, and they just sit back and, I'm sure they lose no sleep. They line their pockets with all their money and deny it, in courts. They deny it. I read it in the paper, they deny it. It's coincidence. Meanwhile, these people are innocently in their houses. Economically, they can't leave their homes, and they're getting sick. Their children are sick. Their animals are dying, but it's all coincidence. No. I've been angry for years. There was no tipping point for me. I've been angry.